Are we recording on my screen? I don't think so. Come on. Boom. Okay, crazy things I found with data persistence. You need it for everything, is the basic way that I've come to use it. I'm going to go through a little bit of this code. So I'll demonstrate it quick, just so you have an idea of what we're doing. My speaker's going to take a second just to boot up because they fall asleep and then she comes back in. Alexa, open distillery quiz. Silence. Anticipation.
Points.
There we go.
You can say start a new game to reset your score. Sit back, relax. Shall we go for an easy or a hard question?
Start a new game.
Okay, I've reset your score.
Okay,
Welcome
so this
to
is
the
where she
distillery
begins.
quiz. You get 3 points for an easy question, 5 for a hard one, and lose 1 for an incorrect or pass. Would you like an easy or hard question?
Easy.
Okay, here is your question for 3 points.
Bit of a test here for you
This
guys.
distillery is located at the confluence of the Lower and Spey rivers.
Aberlour?
Correct. Aberlour is the right answer. Your score is now
So I'm going to
3
demonstrate
points.
something here.
I've got 2 questions ready. Shall we go easy or hard?
Easy.
Okay, here is your question for 3 points. Complete this trio. Hazel.
So what if I
Long
say
Island.
easy again? Easy.
Sorry, I didn't quite get that. Which distillery do you think this is?
Easy.
Complete this trio. Hazelburn, Longroand.
Easy.
Sorry, I didn't quite get
So
that.
she won't let me go
Which
and ask for
distillery
another
do you think
question.
this is? Complete this trio.
Equally,
Hazelburn, Longroand.
pass.
Okay, you passed that one. The answer was Springbank, and you've lost a point. Would you like an easy or a hard question?
Pass.
I'm sorry, I didn't understand
Can't
that.
pass again.
Do you want an easy or a hard question?
Aberlour. Can't
I'm
answer
sorry,
again.
I didn't understand that. Sit back, relax. Shall we go
So-
for an easy or a hard question?
Alexa, stop.
Okay, I've saved your progress. You got questions right out of
Need
2
to fix
questions.
that. Ignore this bit.
Scoring 2 points. See you again. Goodbye.
Okay. So, using data persistence and understanding the structure of how everything's put together, you, as I mentioned before, this bit, you are checking if you can run this. So we are going to go down. Let's see where I said pass twice. So we've got the pass handler. Look at the stuff on how to put together getting attributes and putting them in. Dabble Labs is probably where I got this information, and having a bit of a look at the high-low score. This bit, as I said, we are checking we can run this. So you've got your, is it an intent request? Is it the pass intent? And that's again what I've called it over on my intents. Before we get here, we also come in, we get the attributes from the database, which is the thing that's running here. Oh, I picked the right one. And when we ask a question, we've set a flag of true or false. Has a question been asked? So this person has not got a question asked. So has a question been asked is true. So no matter how many times, wait, that's going to make things interesting, you shout pass at her, she's never going to run this bit of code until you've got a question being asked. And then she's going to come in, and then she goes off, and she gets what your question is, and what your answer is expected, and then she tells you what that pass was. This is very, very handy, and I've only just figured out how to do this. So, again, you can only answer a question. You go off, you get your attributes. Has a question been asked? Yes. So, we then go into running this whole series of code. And the code then goes off and does other things. So, if you get it right, then you get a point. So, question rate, increment it. If you get it wrong the first time, she goes off, she says something else. She says something else again the second time you get it wrong, and then if you've really got it wrong, you lose a point, and she tells you the answer. But the main bit here is this section and how you can use this. For some of them, all I've got is the help intent. You're always able to ask for help. You can combine these, as you probably may have seen in some bits of coding. I've got a no, cancel, stop intent handler, which is if someone says cancel, someone says stop, and if, in my case, do you want another question? You can either say easy, hard, or no. Then, in that case, she stops, saves your progress, says that, and as I mentioned earlier, there is no reprompt, so that ends the skill. Session end handler. This bit, error handler, you got return equals true. Anytime anything doesn't quite work, she's not expecting stuff, she replies back. I branched this out, so we can definitely run error handler at any time, unless that's going to make things very interesting. If a question has been asked from the attributes, she doesn't understand the answer, so she tells you the question again. If you haven't been asked a question, she then asks if you want a question. So that is quite handy as a concept to understand. Originally, when I started doing this, and why I suck at this, I was trying to make it so I had loads of if statements of if I'm not in a question, then don't do anything, and just kind of repeat the question, which is really what the error bit was doing. If she had been asked a question, then allow you to answer a question, and that was getting seriously complicated. This, being able to pass information and get it and know where you are, you can develop a lot of stuff. So I'm guessing this is where you can go from games, or if people are going to different rooms, you can do, have they got permission to go into this room yet? Have they reached that level? You can create it. So that's one of the main ones I'd really like to put forward, of just understanding it. On the high-low game, they do some bit more code where they actually go off, get it, they flip it, and then negate the Boolean. You understand when you see it. You can, as far as I'm concerned, it works. That's all I go for. Has a question been asked, true or false? Yeah, that sort of a thing. That's probably worth the only bit. With persistence, using undefined, if they're a new person, but someone else has already played, i.e. you've tested it, and the database is sitting in the background, if anything that you will declare hasn't been declared, then you can just use, I used undefined, it goes off and then creates them an account, and this just goes off of, okay, they're brand new, they haven't asked a question, and again, it doesn't need to be done, it's just me being quite verbose and the way I'm having to think about everything that's going on. Reset the whole bloody thing, and then say the welcome message. If you're coming back, so user score does not equal undefined, I have some data in the database, then say welcome back, you have score points, you can start a new game to restart your score. I can go into this one a little more, and I probably will do it on the next video because there's another concept. I just wanted to show you. So let's stop it here. Main thing, takeaway, this canHandle bit is very powerful, and once you start using that with persistence or storing anything off to know where you are with a particular person, you're going to have a lot more power of what's going on. There was one other bit I was going to say. I have to pause this, see how well the editing goes, but that's going to be up for you guys. You've got your true, false, persistence. You just are reading from here. Nah, let's end it then. I might come back with another thing. I hope you guys weren't expecting anything like professional, because this is just my ramblings of going, I hit this wall, or hey, I found this. Okay, we'll come back. I'll take you through a little more of this. You might learn something. Again, not really bothered about my code. It works. I will get better as I do things. There's things which I've changed. But let's come back to that. See you in a minute.